when the president speaks very toughly on tariffs. But we also know that behind the scenes, his Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, has been having nonstop negotiations with Mexico and Canada. And so what we don't know exactly is what these two countries put on the table, whether they offered any concessions to get Trump to, walk back at least a little bit. But there are obviously external pressures as well, including pressure from American companies and, of course, the stock market.
And Scott, some of the pressure, though not as tough, has been coming from some lawmakers on Capitol Hill, especially those Republicans who say, we don't like tariffs the way that you like tariffs. What's kind of the feeling up there?
I think the concern is most acute among those who have those automotive congressional districts. There are Republicans who have huge swaths of Michigan, huge swaths of Ohio, obviously, and these have direct impact on auto workers, on the providers, the contractors, the private companies that help serve the automakers, and, oh, by the way, the auto workers. But I think you get a more universal concern on tariffs when you hear the forecast from Canada that this could increase the price of cars by thousands of dollars. Now you've got a national issue, and this is where the pushback comes. I think for Republicans, from what we hear from our sources, the pushback is in the form of questions behind closed doors. From Democrats, the pushback is a little less subtle and more aggressive. But boy, when you start talking about prices, you hit the sweet spot of what Democrats want to be talking about in the first couple of months.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for an increase on something that most people need. We know that lawmakers are watching the stock market. We know the president is one who definitely watches the stock market. And we saw Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick saying that the stock market is not driving their decision on tariffs here. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
The president wants American growth and American prosperity. Okay, and the fact if the stock market goes down 0.5% or 1%, it goes up 0.5% or 1%, that is not the driving force of our outcomes. Our outcomes are driven by, we want factory production in America. We want employment to explode in America. We want training.
And Weijia, I know you've done a lot